Barstool. Johnny Outdoors. What do we got?
I was in the sun today. Whatever, no big deal.
Oh, look at me. I'm getting fucking, what's it called? Melanin in my skin. Whatever.
Kevin, I'll bet you this. This is my first drink of the week. Very exciting.
Wait. Back it up. This is your first drink of the week?
Yeah, I will bet you I was outside of my bed for 6 hours this week. So I haven't been outside.
I love it.
Week.
Well, wait. So you're having a, classic depression week, stuck in bed, but you're not drinking?
I've never been a drown your sorrows guy. I only drink when I'm in a good mood or just flatline. No, and you can't drown your sorrows. They're boring as fuck.
I was going to say, I feel like you're not drowning your sorrows. You're just like accompanying your sorrows with some bourbon.
No, I'd never be that guy who's like old and sad sitting at a bar. This is not for me.
I think we need to have a little intervention here and look in the mirror. I'm not going to be a surly old man at the bar,
I'm gonna be surly, but I wouldn't be sad. I'm not a.
You're permanently sad. Here's the thing.
It's different when you're like bad.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that was a great meal.
I'm not saying that you're drinking because you're sad. I'm saying you're permanently sad and you're going to be drinking.
No, it's different. It's different.
Okay.
It's like just when you don't feel like doing anything, you don't feel like drinking either. It's just.
I hear you. When it's like there's baseline, like little depression, and then there's like the valleys where
it's just like I'll just lay in bed and watch Blacklist for fucking 100 hours.
I am in full-blown depression mode because of this.
What? Oh,
yeah. Fucking float away. I mean, look at this. I mean, I can just sit here. There's boxes in the way, so I might get caught. But I'm not moving my feet or anything. I just fly off camera. I fly all the way fucking over here. Going.
Like, how do you just live in that? Like, you walk like it's honest, barely an exaggeration. It's like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. So obviously it's slanted, and I did not fucking know that. And I don't know. I didn't have rolling chairs. I didn't have I'm not playing with there's no balling around. I just couldn't tell. But then now that I'm fucking aware of it, first of all, I can't tell if it's like placebo and I have vertigo. But if I stand over here, I'm like, whoa, I'm about to fall over now. But then check this out. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell on the. You're probably not gonna be able to tell on the. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to tell. But there's a windowsill out there that's like this. Like it's totally angled down. So now I'm just seeing everything for what it is. I'm just living in like a 45-degree angle, John.
I didn't notice it when I was in your apartment, but
you don't until it wasn't enough. But now that you see it, you can't unsee it.
No, it was one of the funnier Instagram videos I've seen in a while. It just rolled like a son of a bitch.
And the funniest thing was, I said I was gonna get a quarantine, a desk chair for quarantine. Like I'm gonna get a comfortable one, and I meant to do that months ago.
But also, how comfortable is that one? That didn't look like
much better, John. When I finished, when I would have a day of rundown radio, interview, podcast, my ass felt like I got fucked. I mean, it was brutal. My tailbone. I was sitting on. It's not that this one's great. It's that those ones are terrible. So it's an upgrade.
I don't think I've ever sat in a good chair.
I think our office chairs are pretty good.
Oh, terrible, no? Terrible.
I don't sit in them much, but they're bad.
I don't even. I like couches. I don't think I've ever sat in a really comfy couch either. I think maybe my parents was bad at buying furniture. We have 2 couches here where I'm just like, this is not fun.
I'll tell you what, furniture I'm fucking rolling. I have to hold the walls here. It's not easy to buy furniture because it's good furniture is expensive as fuck. And then you buy Bob's furniture because that's I don't want to spend $2,800 on a couch, and I can get this one for $500, and it looks okay. And then you sit on it and you realize it's made of cardboard.
See, that's not my issue. I don't think I'd be fine spending $28 on the couch because I know I don't. Is that an expensive couch? I don't
know. Yeah, I bought a fucking. I have a big. You see my thing? It's a big sectional one. It was $5,000.
Yeah, I'd be fine spending. There's no amount of money I wouldn't spend on a couch just because I know how much time I spend there.
Right.
But my problem would lie in the testing of it because I'd sit for like 30 seconds, like that's good.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't give it like I was thinking about buying a bed because I'm gonna need a new bed when I move, and I was like I'm gonna go in a showroom and lay in it for 15 seconds because then I'm gonna start to feel rude or awkward, and I'll just get out and be like that's fine.
You gotta walk in there and be like, I need to test this out. I'm gonna be here a while.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
Listen, I'm gonna dip. I'm gonna eat some cereal. I gotta see what happens when Sour Patch Kids get into the sheets. I gotta know what happens when I drool on the pillow a little bit. I'm gonna take this baby over for about 12 hours.
It's gonna be bad. I don't know what I'm just gonna have a bad bed. I'm just never gonna have happy sleeping arrangements. I know.
Dude, I'm gonna hook you up with my mattress. I don't know what my mattress is. I don't even know how I got it, where it came from. I don't remember. I got the best fucking bed. It's fire. My bedroom is a palace, dude. I got these blackout curtains in there too. It's dark. Yeah, you don't have. I mean, when I was sleeping in your bed, it was a nightmare. First of all, your neighborhood is the loudest fucking suburban neighborhood I've ever heard.
Incredibly loud, yeah.
It was crazy. And when I left, I realized there was construction outside. So like whatever, there was construction. But there was
wait. You're talking about this. I have curtains in this. I thought I was thinking New York. There are curtains in
here. Yeah, but they're these weird like bamboo things that don't work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Also, funny tidbit. We were sitting outside of Feidelberg's house, for the night, having cocktails and shit, listening to music, and you had your fire pit going, and that smoke just goes right up and right into the window where I was sleeping.
You can smell it?
Oh,
I don't the smell, so I've never noticed that before ever in my life.
Yeah, no, it was like I was sleeping in a campfire. It was funny.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice. Dude, is that good or bad?
Well, it was. I know what you mean. It is nice, but it was like when you get smoky and it's like, all right, I've been to the fire too long. It was like that.
Really?
And then this dog in the morning, this fucking dog started barking at 6 a.m. and barked till 9 a.m. 3 hours straight. What is happening in this neighborhood?
My dog?
No, it was far away, but it was just
I don't know if I'm a deep sleeper or can't snore. I mean, can't smell and can't hear. I've literally never had a problem. It's like
you're a magnificent fucking. You don't have any human feelings, or human senses. You don't have any standards. You can just sleep anywhere, do anything, eat anything, drink anything. So it's weird. You're a paradox. This is why I like having you on this show. This is why we're a good co-host, because we don't really like anything, but you also are easy to please. It's a very strange dynamic.
Yeah.
It's like, how was your meal? It was fine, but I'm not going to complain.
I didn't say fine. Fine's right. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Great. Yeah.
Pretty good. And it's like what you're actually thinking it wasn't that good, but I'm not going to say anything. So whatever. And it's just everyone's kind of good.
Yeah. I mean, that's if you break it down, the world, everything is just it's pretty good. It's
fine. Well, the world could have a lot more Feidelberg. This is why I always say I find you inspirational, because everyone's it's in everything you should be right in the middle, and everything's so polarized and black and white and fighting and angry, and nobody listens or changes their opinions. Everyone's nasty. You're just
it's a 10-10-10 rule, Kevin.
What's that?
Is it going to matter in 10 minutes? Is it going to matter in 10 months? Is it going to matter in 10 years? Very few things matter in 10 months. So everything is just well, fucking who cares? I mean, there's nothing you can think you'd be that'll definitely matter in 10 months. So whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing. 10 minutes is it's more than enough time.
Maybe it's 10 days. Maybe it's 10 days. Maybe 10 days, 10 months, 10 years.
I'm gonna go with the 10 minutes because for what we do, 10 minutes is a good rule. Put down the phone for 10 minutes. Don't send that tweet right away. Don't send that text right away. Don't send that sext right away. Whatever it is, 10 minutes will probably... Now, it's easier said than done because 10 minutes is actually a long time. I'd put my phone down and I would just stare at the clock all right.
You don't have to put your phone on and be does it matter? I just have to think. Is that going to matter in 10 minutes?
Right. No, I mean, so few things. So few things matter in 10 minutes. What was the other thing you said today? Another Chinese proverb from Feidelberg. If you run into an asshole in the morning...
You met an asshole that day.
You met an asshole.
You run into assholes all day. You're the asshole.
Yeah. I love it. It's so true. It's so true. I wonder if you guys
That's not original. I heard or read that somewhere once. I'm not trying to stake claim to that.
I wonder if you guys can put together which person we're talking about with that proverb. Shout out to all the Minifans in the chat right now. Let's bring in Pappy Chaps, Uncle Chaps. My man could use a drink and some friends. There he is. What's up, babe? How we doing?
Hey!
There he is.
Hey,
Always,
guys,
always.
I got a water rower.
What's that?
Oh, I remember you tweeting about that a while ago. Did you just get it in?
Yeah, I put it together today.
Wait. What is that thing?
It's a water rower, like Frank Underwood style.
Yo, you have been active in quarantine as far as putting things together and machinery and all that shit. You've had a pretty productive quarantine, my friend.
Buddy. Got a nail gun.
Have you had any? I think there was one like almost injury, if I'm not mistaken. I think you
Yeah, anytime I'm messing with a saw of any kind, I almost cut myself. There was a time when I was tearing down my deck and I had the circular saw going like sideways and down, and it kicked back and it was just like woo. And I looked back at the camera, I was like, oh,
yikes.
Wasn't that the headline, like, taking down my deck, parentheses, I'm not very good at it?
yeah.
Why are you dismantling a deck? Why don't you just leave it? Can't be that bad.
I don't know, really. Like, I've been on Pinterest, and I see stuff now, and I'm like, I could do that. And sometimes I can, and sometimes I cannot.
Fucking Pinterest chaps is a danger.
Can you guys do this?
What is
Okay.
that?
I think someone's setting off fireworks at fucking 6 p.m. with broad daylight.
Classic pre-Father's Day fireworks show.
That was like a 5 fireworks salute to Chap. Pow, pow.
Yeah, a noted fireworks fan.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Big
clearly.
fireworks guy.
So how we doing, man? I know you unveiled the big unfortunate news, which everybody's heart goes out to you. We're all here for you. You got friends and coworkers who are going to help you through it. But I also feel like it was also like an outpouring of love that, I know it's shitty news, but also the response seemed to be pretty great.
Yeah, I think a lot of times social media, I heard there's a dude named Josh Norris that works for Roto-World, and he said it once to me that you're a reflection of your Twitter mentions a lot of time.
Uh-oh, don't tell me that. Fuck.
If that's the case, then doing pretty good. And just the people are nice to me usually. I try to put that energy out in the world and get it back a lot. So,
well, I just get Kirk Minahan fans telling me to kill myself, adultery comments, and like Yankee fans.
Well,
so,
what were you doing earlier today, Kevin? You telling them to kill themselves.
You're right. You're right.
A reflection of those mentions.
I really hate the whole like you get the energy that you put out in the world, because I know it's true, and I'm like, fuck, you guys are right. You guys are definitely right.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in the Marines, I was like, everybody's a dick to me.
but like, I get it. I get that a lot when I just say if I don't like something, and I know people think I hate everything, but like, I don't know. I just have. I have standards. I'm a critic, whatever. And if I don't like a movie or something, people are like, well, this is because you hate everything in life. It's like, I don't know. I just didn't like that fucking movie. I'm just telling the truth here. I don't know.
Kevin, let's be honest with each other here. I mean, you made a brand for yourself where you shit on something for 60 seconds a day.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I never fake it. I mean it. I genuinely don't like the things I'm talking about.
That's good.
All right, fine. I will say.
Have you ever made one of those where it's a good thing?
Yeah, like once or twice.
You should do like a positive day. You should do 60 seconds, 1 minute man on Thursdays where you're happy, Kevin.
Yeah, it's funny. That part is true. And I thought about it recently because I think I did something recently that was it was just like it wasn't good or bad. It was just like indifferent. And I was like, wow, that was the first time in a long time I wasn't like overly negative. But I just don't have the same like energy when I like something. I'm just like, yeah, that's a good movie. And when it's a bad movie, I'm like, that scene was terrible. Did you see how it ended? That fucking actor sucked. So
that is true. It is
like
harder to find good
more when you
absolutely
don't like
good energy is very, very tough for me. It's like I can't. You know what it's like? It's like when you're with your friends, right? When you're friends with someone, true friends, what do? You like shit on them and bust their balls and make fun of them. And you don't like walk in the room and be like, dude, I love you. Like, give me a hug. But we've talked, Feidelberg's talked about like, we got to start complimenting each other more.
I don't think I do much ball busting. In fact, I get uncomfortable even when someone's busting balls on my behalf to somebody else.
The transitive property ball busting.
Yeah, it was like we last Friday night Pints when we were making fun of Jared, and you're like, oh, are you in a sweatshirt? And I tried to change the topic right away. Remember how he came in the sweatshirt? And I was like, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I just, I don't know. I'm a pussy, I guess.
I'm an asshole. I don't know. It's just like who I am, where I'm from, how I was bred, and Tiger can't change his stripes. So if you get the bad energy from putting out the bad energy, so be it.
I mean, how disingenuous would you be if you showed up on July 6th at the office and all of a sudden you're Fred fucking Rogers? Get out of town.
Exactly. I can't do it. I feel like
you show up with puppets in a trench set. Fuck out of here, Kevin.
You know what? Maybe I should do that. Maybe just like one day, I'll just come in and be as chipper and fucking happy as possible, and I guarantee you, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, stop it, go back to the old you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I told you. I know it's fucking better this way. I promise."
How was your interview today? Or not today, but the one that was published today.
Oh, it went really well. So it was one of my former Marines, Carter. He actually got kicked out in 2009 for being gay. Like on his discharge paperwork, it says homosexual admission was the reason why he was kicked out.
That's allowed?
It was then. It was before Don't Ask, Don't Tell was over. And they brought him in, sat him down like a criminal, man. Like they put him in like basically a cell, like made him wait for 2 hours, told him that they had like proof of it and shit like that. He had never told the story. He was one of my Marines at the time. And I told him today that I thought it was my biggest failure in leadership that I've ever had. And that I should have...
What'd you fail at?
Say again?
What'd you fail at?
I should have been much more vocal that he was a great Marine and like gave him many more avenues of approach. Like take it to court martial. They don't have anything. They don't have any admission from you at all. They just have hearsay and rumor, and they're not supposed to pursue. Like people don't talk when it was Don't Ask, Don't Tell. It was Don't Ask, Don't Tell, Don't Pursue. Like the government wasn't allowed to like seek out information to prove that you were gay. They weren't allowed to do that either.
I'm so ignorant to this. Like, I know it was a thing, but I don't think I realized it was like an official, like, you can.
Oh, yeah, you get kicked out.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought it was at least like they'll find a way to pin it on something else and like we know what's going on. I didn't know it was like, you're gay, you're gone.
So a lot of people think it's a dishonorable discharge. To get a dishonorable discharge is very difficult. Like, you have to, that's like getting a first-degree felony in civilian courts. Like, it just doesn't happen that often in the military. So you can still get an honorable discharge, and it has like a re-enlistment code. So say you do 4 years, like Kate did 5 years in the Marines and she got out. She has 3 years obligated time where they could recall her at any time. Well, you have a re-enlistment code if you get out for like 6 months, a year, and you're like, you know what, fuck it, I want to go back in. Him, whenever you get out for being gay or get administratively separated for being gay, it says in your re-enlistment code, not eligible for re-enlistment, homosexual admission. So even when he goes in, like if I go file for a VA loan, for example, when I go for a VA loan to get a house or to use my GI benefits, I have to bring my DD-214 in. It's the paperwork that said that you were in the military. His says the very first thing that somebody's going to see, like whether it's a bank teller, somebody at work, or somebody wherever, is that he's gay. Like that's the very first thing that's going to see. So personal just to put on a piece of paper permanently.
Are
crazy.
they actively take that off? Like now, can you go back and be like, we don't do?
Yeah, you can go back. It's a process to go back and get it like removed and taken off. But he actually said, I want to do it as a reminder of how fucked up it was for a time. Like that. It was so messed up what happened to him. And he had never told the story to anybody but family members. And to come on my show and tell, like, where tons of people from our job and Marines that we know tell the whole story of what happened. He broke down. It was really emotional, man. Like, it was, I think it shows what you're doing to people, like if they're gay or the trans community or because they're a different race, they're people. Like, they're people at the core, and it's so fucked up to treat somebody different because of their sexuality or creed or race or religion or whatever. Stupid.
And what's the situation now? Like, if you're gay now,
now you can be gay. Like, we had it.
Are you still like kind of ostracized and shit, or is it like accepted now?
You know, I think it's sort of a double standard, and like the Marine Corps is the only one I can really speak on. like lesbians in the Marine Corps has always been different. Like even when I was in, like if you were a lesbian, like no one gave a shit. Like honestly, the assumption was that you were probably gay. Like that's just the way it was. The dudes that are gay, it's different. Like it's just different. Like to have the strength to be in the Marine Corps and say I'm gay, and to go to like the Marine Corps ball and dance with your boyfriend or your husband or whoever. That is fucking courage and spades.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are the guys that you want on the fucking front line.
Not scared of shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to come out and tell a bunch of Marines that you're gay is courageous as shit. I mean, I don't think people care as much now.
Yeah.
Just that, I mean, society's changed so much in the last decade.
Right.
So I don't think people care as much, but it's still courageous.
I'm still so used to my bubble in like New York and the Northeast and East Coast elitist bullshit. But I guess, I forget sometimes that there still are a lot of people, especially I'm sure coming from like middle America to do the Marine, to serve, that are like, fuck that. And I just never will get it. It's just something that like, you're either programmed to kind of hate because of that prejudice or you're not. And
it's a weird job too. Like think about it from our perspective. We would never be like, what the fuck? A woman could go on radio? What the fuck? What the hell?
Right.
But like all these dudes are like, what the hell? Women in infantry? Fuck no, fuck that. Like if they could do the job, just shut up, man.
Yeah.
Like whoever could do the job, gay, straight, trans, one man, woman, you're volunteering in year 19 of the war on terror, buddy, we'll take you.
Yeah.
Like we will take you.
Yeah, and beggars can't be choosers.
Right.
Listen, Chaps was a big fucking straight white guy, and he got his ass shot. So
True.
Mm-hmm. I saw you clapping back at some guy the other day who was, I don't know, he was talking some shit about the guy who shot you, and you were like, yeah, but he's dead. That was great. That was awesome.
It's true, though.
Yeah, it's just very true. What's popping for Father's Day? Big weekend for a podfather, as I fucking flow away.
Gotta put in some of the deck. Gotta put in a little bit of the deck goofing tomorrow. Gonna paint that up and then go get to Home Depot, get some wood. And then
you go to Home Depot a week.
Now probably like 3. It's the only store I'm really allowed to go to.
Unbelievable. Dude, I don't know if you saw. I called Chad last week, and he's like, oh, I'm at the Home Depot. I said, what are you getting? And he's like, nothing.
He just went to go. Yeah, he just went to get out, right?
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. The smell of the wood. It's comforting to me now.
It is a good smell. I will give you that. Does yours have, I don't know if this is like a universal thing, but do you have like a hot dog, cheesesteak cart outside yours?
No, that would be lovely.
We have like the two like Home Depots that I've ever really gone to have like this cart where they can whip up, like shitty cheesesteaks and. Man,
that's such a good idea.
Oh, it's awesome. And there's always people who want to get. It's great.
How often do you go to this, Kevin?
Not very often. I went when I had a house. You remember my house? I mean, I was there all the time with my shitty house. Now that I'm back in an apartment, I don't go anymore. But when I did, it was always like hot dog, maybe cheesesteak, and buy whatever the fuck I needed there.
Remember when we first started Podfathers, we talked about like doing dad shit, and none of us were able to do it. Like now, I look at screws. I'm like, go get me a screw, and one of my kids will bring me one. I'm like, not this one. I need the other kind. Go get the other kind. And in my head the other day, I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, growing. I mean, eventually, if you have a family and you're a dad, you just like become a dad. It's just like you look up one day and you have like a dumb shirt tucked into your cargo shorts with like white socks and sandals on, whatever it is, and you're just like, oh fuck, I'm a dad now.
I guarantee you one thing, guaranteed. Quarantine doesn't happen, I don't ever pick up a power tool. Like I just know it. There's no shot. Somebody doesn't steal my truck, I never learn how to do any of this stuff, and completely fine with it. Paying Chris and Miguel for the rest of my life to do all the handyman stuff. Now I'm changing outdoor lights. I'm doing all kinds of shit. I'm sanding my ceiling.
Sanding a ceiling?
Yeah, we had like a little water spot. Went up there, sanded it, I put new shit all over it. Had to do even the texture. It's called knockdown texture, by the way. Had to do that.
Oh, look at this fucking guy. Listen, at one point I was like proud of you and jealous of you, and now like let's ease up or I'm gonna start to hate you, okay?
Yeah, I know. It's close to myself. It's close to me hating myself too.
I'm gonna bring Ellie in a minute, but we also got to give a shout out to our boy Clem, who got his nutsack destroyed today.
R.I.P. to his fast deference, yeah.
Cheers to Clem. He will.
Are you're Vaz deference down, right, Cap?
Oh, buddy, yeah.
Caps has my favorite story. He said, the minute our youngest gets out of diapers.
Oh, right.
And like the minute the poop hit the water in the toilet, he was at the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
My word.
I'm fucking next, man. Clem has given me the courage. I gotta just fucking schedule it and do it, because everyone keeps telling me, like, you say that you don't want any more kids, but you know you're divorced and single now. You're gonna want. I'm like, buddy, I promise you, I really don't, and I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna go get this shit snipped up.
I mean, it's kind of like, it's not that painful, you know. When you ever seen the little thing on, like, the meme of how do you test to see if a steak is done? Where if you do like this, it's well, your thumb feels like that. You're basically just pinching your testicle with the well fingers, and that's it. Like, it's just a little testicle pinch like that, and you're done. It's like a little bee sting in your ball sack.
Is there a chance that, like, it's different for different people? Because someone replied to Clem today and said, it feels like Chernobyl went off in your body for 20 seconds.
Oh, that guy's a pussy. Yeah, that's just, I mean, no.
Okay. All right, I'm definitely getting it done. I just got to fucking nip it and done. Clem was so funny, though. He's like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I only have sex like 3 times a year, but I just got to know for sure. Like, yeah, brother, I feel you, dude. So, shout out to Clem.
Not the case over here.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you had a very vulgar. Was that this morning or was that?
Oh yeah.
What did he say? Tell me.
Capsy had himself a morning.
What did you say?
Oh, just talking about doing it.
It wasn't vulgarity in words. It was vulgarity in gift. And I believe it was Tom and Jerry or Jerry.
Yeah.
Tom and
Eating
Jerry.
a cannoli. Little cream pie delight.
I think we Oh, that's honestly not how I took it. I took it as, the cannoli being one thing and the Jerry being another thing. But okay, that makes more
No, that's what it was supposed to be, yeah.
Oh,
okay. I dipped out for a second there, and now I'm jealous. I feel like I missed out on funny sex jokes. But nobody puts their sex life out there like Japsy does.
True, my wife loves it too.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Are you at least using unfortunate news to your advantage? Like, come on. Like,
no. I honestly didn't want to say anything because it's just like, you don't want that shit out there, and it's different. Like I was telling somebody the other day, this is so different. I talk about personal shit like being depressed and having PTSD and like traumatic brain injury. This one's so different because I guess at the root of like PTSD and TBI and shit like that, I always felt like my actions were a result of that. Like I did stuff, like I volunteered to do stuff, and this one's just like my brain is doing this. This is stupid.
It feels unfair when it's like at least there's a cause and a reason, and this time it's like
you can't say why me because I got PTSD because you went to Fallujah, you dumb fuck. Like that's the reason why.
I would honestly argue that the PTSD is more about like not touching a boob until you were 22 and being
could be.
That's worse than Fallujah, I think.
Yes.
Well, listen, man. I know it sucks, but you are a fucking inspiration and a literal hero, and no joke, one of the strongest dudes I know. And
thanks, man.
If I could even be, provide a smidge of that strength that you have to you now to help you through it, you let me know. We're all here for you, all right, bud?
Appreciate that.
Enjoy Father's Day. Don't fucking chop your hands off or anything with a saw, okay?
Gonna try not to.
I'm terrified for what your family's gonna get you for Father's Day. It's like the joke is always that you get power tools, but you're probably just gonna get like a whole fucking slew of power tools.
Well, there's one, you guys gotta look it up. It's called Saw Stop, and it's a table saw. That's the only one I'm super scared about. If you put your finger in it, it stops and like blows up in place, and like the blade drops below. But it's like $1,000. And I told Annalise, I was like, I'm getting one that's like $300. She's like, why would you not pay more? Your fingers are worth more than $700. You fucking type for a living.
I thought you were gonna say like it was $100,000.
Yeah, $1,000.
I need to open up the Venmo to get myself a Saw Stop.
Uncle Chaps on Venmo. Help him out. Well, thank you so much, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. See ya.
Let's get Ellie in here. Eliana Schnitt is joining the program. There she is.
Hi. Sorry. I keep hearing sounds in my apartment, and like things are banging.
I was gonna ask if you saw a ghost, but it seems to be that is the case.
So I'm alone. Like I'm alone in my apartment. I've been alone for like a month. Now my roommate was here for a little bit, but I've been alone for a long time. And the paranoia mostly went away that someone was in my apartment, but lately my kitchen.
It mostly went away. You were terrified. 30
no,
seconds.
no, because it's been making noise. Like it's been making noises. My kitchen.
What kind of noises?
Why though?
Are they in the cabinets?
Like,
I lived in an apartment once where we just had rats going in the apartments, and it was like,
no, Ellie, it's ghosts. Here's a question: first of all, do you believe in ghosts? Second of all, would you rather it be ghosts or an infestation of rats?
first of all, absolutely I do. I'm not arrogant enough to assume I know everything about the universe. Second of all, yeah, it'd be worse if it was rats. You can't get rid of rats. You can exorcise a ghost.
Wait, you're saying it's easier to get rid of a fucking supernatural being than a rat?
Have you met New York City rats?
Yes, you can call it a fucking exterminator and like few.
And then they come back. It's the East Village. This is their territory. I'm in their house.
So yeah, that is true. You're
Yeah,
that is. It is.
I didn't even try and have them exterminate because I knew with you. I was just like,
Yes.
you guys, you got to pipe down. I'm trying to watch a movie. Like, it was
It is funny when you know like the common like joke or whatever when someone gets bit by a shark. It's like, well, you're in there. You're fucking around in their territory. That's really all of New York. You can't complain about like rats and bed bugs and all that shit. It's like, well, we chose to live in this disgusting island of Manhattan. Like, you fuck.
I don't think it was.
Island.
You think the rats are the natives here? I think it was humans first, then a bunch of our garbage, then rats.
Fine, sure, but
it's our place. Then they're invading our.
Oh yeah, ask the Native Americans how that one works out, bro. It's not always who's first; it's who comes in strong. Okay?
I mean, the rats are definitely the dominant species here. Have you guys heard about like the cannibal super rats?
Yeah,
I heard about them, and then they went away. Their lifespan was even shorter than the murder hornets.
Murder hornets were a joke. Monster rats. They're not new, bro. Someone just wrote an article about them. They've been around.
No, it's a difference between monster rats and cannibal rats.
I don't think there is, man. There used to be. My mom and dad used to go to Shea Stadium, and they said there were fucking rats the size of like raccoons running around that joint. It's been going on.
Yeah, but also like rats just are cannibals. In rats. So there's an ATI question. Like, how long would it take for you to be stranded before you became a cannibal? The answer for rats is 35 seconds.
Yeah.
I've walked in on rats on a glue trap. They couldn't have been there that long, and they didn't.
Here's another
stuff.
Who was
another API
with the terrifying glue trap story?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
The kitchen?
It's the
They
same.
were like
story.
screaming.
Yeah.
You didn't even know rats could make noise. Hey, here's another ATI question for you, Ellie. How many rats would it take to overcome you, like to kill you?
One, because I don't. If it touches my body, I'm done on the ground. I'm like, just take me. Like I can't.
Yo, your hair is long as fuck, huh?
I don't want to talk about it. It's not really long. It's
Why?
just.
I think he looks very nice.
Yeah, it does.
You look very punk. You look more punk than when you had pink hair.
I miss my pink hair. It's just too much. I need to get it thinned like every couple weeks. It's too much hair.
Okay, can I ask you a question? What if you just cut it yourself?
No, because I texted my hairdresser and I was like, can I cut it? And she was like, no, and I'm leaving it at that.
Yeah, I know how that goes. I play that game. That's why I have a fucking mullet right now. She's
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say I haven't seen you guys in a while, and I'm liking the looks that we have going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
let's go. Positive vibes only. I like it.
Big compliment, Gal.
Was the pink was able to just wash out? Is that why it didn't grow out? Right, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
It just washed out.
Why was that such a thing? Was that pre or post sourdough bread? As far as like the female hobbies of quarantine go.
That was post appendectomy for me personally. So
Okay.
that was like I've been sitting for a month and I have to do something.
Did you know that? So I had an appendectomy right around the same time as Ben Roethlisberger, and I couldn't watch movies that made me laugh for a month.
Yeah, because it hurts so much.
Roethlisberger missed like a week of professional football.
Played football. Yeah.
It was. He might have missed two. I forget exactly how long it was, but he was playing football again before I could watch Talladega Nights.
I was like walking to the bathroom like hunched over. Like I couldn't even stand up all the way because it hurt so much like on my
Yeah.
ass.
Listen, I know that like athletes are fucking superheroes. You also remember that they are doped up with some shit that you don't even have access to. You know
but
what I mean?
it was just like I could feel it when I would laugh. I could feel it like trying to rip.
Yeah,
Like getting tackled by a 300-pound truck has to be worse than me laughing.
And God, like I was on the good stuff, okay? Like I was drugged. I don't remember that entire month. Like, seriously, I swear to God, my mom will tell me things that happened. I'll be like, "Oh, that was
dude, that was the worst. Like that was when the corona fear, maybe not the peak of the actual virus, but the peak of like the fear was popping.
Yeah.
He really has to go to a hospital. I remember being like, what are the fucking chances? I'm so glad you didn't go to the boat. I wanted you to go on the boat.
I did too. 23 was not my year. But hey, it's almost over. 24 next week.
Hey. Oh, all right. Let's go. 24. You're like
adult at 24.
What?
You're a real adult when you're 24.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ellie, don't be ridiculous.
Yeah. People are like, oh, you're old, you know?
Ellie is.
We're never a real adult. Everyone's just pretending at all times. That's just
I think you guys are like grown-ups. John, you less so, but a little bit.
Why less? Why? Because of the kids thing?
Yeah, because the kids thing.
Yeah, the kids thing. But that almost makes me worse. Like I have the kids and I'm still an idiot, you know?
Yeah, but you're like adults, you know?
I think you're just wrong. I think that it's such a cliche, like age is a number thing. But I mean, I assure you, I'm not.
Okay, Julia, like let's.
There's a bad time to be saying that. But God damn it, that's what my dad says when he gets older, not when people get younger. That's how I meant it.
That was good. That was good. Let's. I wanted to have you on because I want you to give us some commentary on all of the Barstool male turned into female smoke shows because it had the office buzzing. So I think Nick can. Yeah, Nick.
Let's go.
So we'll start at the beginning. With Marty, who like somehow turned into an Asian woman. He looks like a fucking geisha.
No, Marty's. I don't know. I've never met Marty's. No, I've met actually both Marty's mom and dad. Marty is extraordinary. Marty has a picture on his Instagram where he's with an elderly Asian man, and Marty looks the most like an old Asian man in the picture.
Yeah, I never knew he was like an Asian looking guy until this.
It's incredible.
Book came out. So you got Marty, who's an Asian. You got Trent there. I think that's Trent, right?
Yeah.
Vibs, who is always kind of, he's always very, very effeminate, and now he's just sexy. And then Glenny Balls, who I said looks like a girl who would give you monster head, who would just power you. I mean, look at that. That's a girl who's gonna try hard. So in this first batch,
Vibs looks great.
Marty looks like he would be a bartender, like that girl's a bartender.
Oh, that's a great one, Ellie.
Like a bitchy one.
She's like a bitchy bartender. Vibs is alluring. I'm not gonna lie. Like he has that look in his eyes.
Smirk. That little that's right. I'm sexy. You want to fuck me?
Yeah, he does. He does.
It's funny, by the way, because that is a normal picture of him turned into a girl. It wasn't like, hey,
wait, that's my favorite part is some of these pictures. I'm like, what face were you making?
Right. Like, it wasn't like, hey, Vibs, we're gonna turn you into a girl, so give me a sultry look. He just was doing that. And then we got Smitty, who I think has a great smile and looks very. Go ahead, you give me your thoughts, Ellie.
I've seen a lot of quote tweets being like, "Yeah, I'd fuck girl Smitty. She's not doing it for me. I mean, she's beautiful. She's not my type."
I think girl Smitty looks like someone who's hopping on Facebook and like putting up racist posts. I think she's very.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
To use a played-out term, she looks very Karen-esque.
Yeah, she looks like a Karen.
Tommy Smokes looks like the girl from The Wrong Missy.
I think Tommy looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even lie. He's got delicate features. I never noticed.
I think Tommy looks good, but he doesn't look as good as that posture in the back.
Oh, you look ridiculous.
John, why are you sitting like that?
You look like you got
not sit like that.
Like a rod up your fucking ass through your back.
I'm sitting at Keith's desk too. Yeah. I don't know why that is.
Tommy, though, Tommy did get outshined by that. Everyone does look at the posture real quick. I feel bad for Tommy.
How about someone when I tweeted that yesterday, someone's like, "Pints, what are you doing, dude? It was 90 degrees today." Like, do you think everyone is in the office right now? Do you think I'm in a sweatshirt and jeans and
absolutely?
There was something else there that like clearly showed what season it was. I forget.
I think mean that they gave you like faded out highlights, like you just didn't even try to upkeep your hair. It's mean.
Yeah, they turned me into like a quarantine girl who like hasn't been.
This is a mugshot.
You're exceptional.
Yeah, that's a mugshot. That looks like face.
That's a girl in prison who hasn't gotten her hair done in a really long. You're like an Orange is the New Black character.
There is actually. There's another one of me in the studio.
You look better in that.
That looks better, but I'm not a great girl. No, oh yeah, is that? Let's go to Feidelberg's in the studio. I don't think I'm in this thread. Fight, you look.
I think you look like a girl I want to hang out with. You look.
I look like someone. Someone said this and it was perfect. Like Feidelberg looks like he'd be a weapon on like an intramural softball team where like you got to have at least like one girl or whatever the rules are. I forgot. I never played intramural sports, but like kickball. Back up. That's like we got a hitter here.
You're the girl.
Move it back.
You're the girl in your sorority that you choose to do like the drinking events at frat. Like, you know?
I go up to guys in bars and I'm like, I bet I could chug a beer faster than you.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what? You know who this girl is? This is the hockey girl who said, "Eat my box."
Yeah,
that's her. That's her. Exactly. Have you heard that story, Ellie?
No.
Vice was playing. You tell it, Vice.
So when I was a freshman, I was playing like a varsity hockey game, and there was a girl on the other team, and we were going for the opening face-off, and I was like 13 years old. I was like, all right, I've never played against a girl before. This is so weird. And she looks me dead in the eye, and she goes, "Eat my fucking box." And I was horrified for the rest of the game. She was legitimately really, really good at hockey. I think she wanted to play at BC or Providence College or something. But she also scored like 4 goals. She was a monster that game.
Good for her.
Back to all right, we got Big Ev who's now.
Is that who that is?
Big Ev looks like he's 12.
Yeah, he looks super young.
Honestly though, Big Ev in real life right now, he's looking great. Slim as shit. Let's go to Grinnell.
Can I say something about Grinnell? I don't know why this happened to my brain, but I'm looking at this picture of Grinnell, and I knew that these were pictures of the guys turned into girls, but instead of me being like, "Oh, that's Grinnell," I was like, "This is crazy." One of the guys, as a girl, looks just like Grinnell. Like I didn't. It was not my first explanation. He looks good though, actually.
Yeah, he looks very put together. Like she goes to work and is like an executive and like very prim and proper. Go back, Nick. We'll go to Pat, who looks like the bad guy from Despicable Me.
We did Pat really dirty.
What is up with that? Is that even a hairstyle? What is that like?
Side bangs, bad 2004 side bangs.
Terrible.
He put them down with like Elmer's glue, like the glue you get on a what do you call it? On a paint brush.
Glue is,
The rubber cement. Just put it on there.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I only know.
What mean?
Again, though, Ellie, why did you take this picture, Pat? Were you in the middle of like? I don't know what was he doing.
I think this is just all the old pictures that Ken Jack had.
Yeah,
and he kind of like surprised us with him. He's kind of just like, "Hey, I'm taking a picture real quick," and you're like, "Okay." And the next thing you know, you're like, I forget what was the last one.
I think it was like old people. Like he turned you.
Old people.
Yeah, that was the whole thing where it's like everyone in China has your face and your all your information now. All right, go back because look at her. Look at her. She's a fucking rocket.
Gorgeous. Why did you make your lips so full?
The eyes, the little eyebrow that's just like
the brow.
This girl is so fucking hot.
And the eye makeup, they did a really good job on this one. The slight freckleage.
It's just like it's not even hyperbole to say Spider is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen.
It's so true. So the wonton Donnie's friend, texted him.
It is.
There he is. Bring him in. You sexy little slut. What's up, Spider?
What's up, guys? I appreciate the invite on tonight's show. It's me and Tommy here live from our rooftop, sending positive vibes.
Balcony. It's whatever. Yo, I always call you Young King. What's up, King? I'm about to start calling you Queen. Because you are a sexy little number, bro.
You are honestly gorgeous.
I said it earlier today. I wish it translated more to how I look in real life, like right now, because I don't really think there's much of a correlation. Like
the eyes are there. Are your lips that full, or is that the app?
I think the lips, the eyes, the eyebrows, the eyelashes are all spot on.
You are. I mean, a weapon, dude.
I told Spider he's gonna have to fucking lock his door tonight. I'm gonna come.
Tommy, you weren't bad either, bro. We were just talking about you. You look good.
I saw Ellie said I had delicate features. Yeah, I was getting the Abella Danger comparisons. Chelsea Peretti. I'd do me. I'd fuck me.
You have like a yearning expression on your face too. You know?
Yeah, very.
What does he want?
It's almost very like Mona Lisa-esque, where it's like, what's going on there, you know?
Great point. It is very Mona Lisa-esque.
There's another one. I mean,
that one. No, fuck that one. That one.
That was kind of good.
Not so much. That one we can do without.
Ellie, who of these girls would you have been friends with based on what you've seen?
Fights looks really fun. Dana, I would never speak to. That girl.
Really?
I think
A lot of people are saying they'd fuck Dana too.
No, Dana's like an anti-vaxxer. Like,
yeah. That's like what I thought about who was it? Feist or whoever it was. It's like a lot of these girls look like Facebook Karens who are
I
gonna.
like KB a lot, actually.
He looks like an entire. I didn't really realize it was him. He looks like just like a girl, like a.
I think,
yeah. That's nice.
Kevin, I think it's they look like the Facebook posters because of the makeup styling.
Yeah, that like.
Wow, it's very bad.
And then I think that's how you become a face. Like the Venn diagram. Look, it's a circle of like people who aren't really great at makeup and people who love to post fucking awful things on Facebook.
I'll tell you who I'd be friends with. Lady Za. She looks like a time.
Wow.
She looks like,
Oh yeah.
she's gonna be a fucking party, man.
Oh yeah.
Ellie, are you drinking wine out
No,
of?
it's
No?
it's iced tea.
Oh, I was like, that's a humongously big glass of wine. And
I
it's-
will be drinking a humongous glass of wine later, but not right now.
No.
Get it, girl. Get it. And then there's Hennies who like I would not even know. Like,
Me? I'm not.
I didn't know that Hank.
That's Hank.
yeah, that's Henneasy.
He does kind of look like Gun Girl.
Yeah, right. It's that hair. It's that like horse hair kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, frizzly.
Who was? I didn't see no.
That Jeff Lowe. Oh, he's hideous.
Yo, Jeff is disgusting.
Jeff Lowe, you know when they do that thing where like they make cartoon characters like real life?
Yeah, he looks like.
It's like Daria. It's like real life Daria, I think.
He looks like he got bullied by all the hot girls at our high school.
I don't get where like.
He got bullied, but now he's plotting to kill them all.
That's
Yeah.
hideous for Jeff Lowe, but
All the other people, it gives you like slim cheeks and a nice pointy this and that, and they just choose Jeff.
I didn't get that.
It's like,
the Kardashians with that hairline, sweet down the middle.
and who's that? YP? I haven't seen YP yet. Pull that one
That's
up.
Ricky.
I think so. I think if YP was doing a normal face, he'd be hot.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
for sure.
And
Look at that girl from,
that thick ass would translate.
Yeah.
I want to fuck YP now as he's a dude because of that. You better watch out. Nick, can you pull me up when they turn the girls into guys? Because Ellie had quite the picture. There she is. Oh, what a
Oh,
You look like a junkie, Ellie. You look like a junkie who stands outside on 7th Avenue.
Why? Like, why?
But Ellie, but you look like a druggie who you know who you look like? You look like what's his name?
the third
Who,
one.
the Bluth sister. She starts dating him because she thinks he's like a cool hipster, but he's actually homeless.
Yeah, yeah.
A homeless guy. He's pretending to be homeless.
Saying it in a movie and then
Yeah. You look like someone like that.
This is the thing about this picture. Like I can't believe he took a picture on this day because you can see my dress in the background of this picture. I had like a walk of shame and had to change into clothes I had at the office. My hair is like greasy, like I had to buy a toothbrush. It was a bad picture to start with. It wasn't gonna have a good result. I think I would make a hot guy, just not in this picture. If I was a guy,
Yeah, like Casey had a man bun in her picture as a guy.
that's very Casey.
Casey looks like a DJ douchebag.
Would I look Casey? Yeah.
Yeah, I said this on the radio. Casey, as a dude, would get so much
So
pussy.
much pussy.
Yeah.
So much.
Skills of Caleb Presley right there.
Yes, very Caleb-esque.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
He would definitely be. Who said he'd be a DJ? That's the greatest.
Yeah, for sure, right? Like a European DJ who's like, what can I pick for you?
Right.
What would be your look? I'm gonna let you go in a minute, but like, would you be long hair, short hair, meathead, jack? What would you be?
I don't know. I've never really thought about what I'd be like as a dude. I have no interest in ever being a dude, so I don't
Really? It's so much better over here, I promise you.
know. Like
It is. It's definitely blah, but it's also like nah. This is
But
easy.
there's so much less like pretty, like fun. Like I don't find, I don't know. Like there's so many more girls that I'm like, that girl's pretty. Like it's harder to be hot as a guy, I feel like.
Yes, but the beauty is we don't really have to.
right across all our bows.
What types?
That seemed like a shot like right across the people you're talking about. Right?
You're
Oh,
all ugly.
no, I
You're
didn't.
all gross.
I was going like this, but I didn't mean like
No,
I was pointing at all of you, but I wasn't talking about it.
You're all very handsome.
the beauty is that it is harder to stand out as a guy, I think, but also we don't have to. We don't have to be hot.
Yeah, the standard is so much lower for you guys.
Well, it's also your own fault though. It's like, oh my God, he like maybe laughed one time, so I like him. It's like, yeah, so I'm not gonna.
It's true, and that's a problem that I have faced in my life, and I try to bring awareness to this problem. But I'm at a point now, I don't even speak to men. I have not talked to a guy the entire quarantine. I don't want to deal with it. Like I'm over it. You have to impress me so much for me to want to speak to you that I'm just never gonna find it.
I like how you said it's a problem you're trying to bring awareness to.
LE 2020 running on the platform of like, just don't talk to dudes.
Just don't. It's not worth it.
All right, girl, good stuff. Go enjoy that wine. See you next time.
Yep.
Let's get Spider. I mean, Spider. I gotta. Like, is this making you uncomfortable? I will never look at you the same way again. I really won't. I mean, I'll be honest. You look terrible right now, so that's good. But
honestly, I don't know how to go from here, because I look at that photo and I'm like, damn, like based on everyone's else, I feel like they're all relatively accurate, which leads me to believe that I was kind of gifted by God, at least to Smith. And I don't know where I went wrong. Maybe it's the clothes, maybe it's the hairstyle. I don't know what it is, but we gotta change some things up.
Would you fuck you?
It's weird to look at a photo of yourself that's like a hybrid of yourself, if you will. It's almost like looking at a picture of like, like, I don't even know, like yourself from the future or something, or like, well, actually, I don't know. That's a weird thing. Or
you know
like,
what? You just said you need to make some changes.
Yeah.
I'm not bullshitting you. I would transition if I were you. I would just go beyond. I would just become a female, and I would run the world. I'd be like, yeah, like you right now, you're doing well. Female you'd have a million fans on Instagram. You'd be selling fucking tea. You'd have guys flying you out to Dubai. You might have to fans.
We could just become something much bigger if we just made a couple changes.
Just a little tweaks here and there.
Yeah, 100%.
Couple snips.
It's no big deal. It's a minor thing. Don't worry. You are
reversed, right? You can reverse that.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, dude. How about you, Tommy, getting compared to a Bella Danger? That's not bad.
That's not the first time I've heard that. Like when we first did like a couple videos together, people were like, Tommy and Bella look like they could be brother and sister. Like, I'll take it.
They both have the ability
Not
to
only
take
were you compared.
What?
I said, not only were you compared, like she embraced it. She was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, somebody actually just tweeted something at me, like an old one of her tweets from almost exactly a year ago that says, don't people know how much girls hate being compared to someone? No one looks like me. Fuck the fuck off.
Well, it's always a precarious spot. Like, did you see female Matt Ryan today?
No.
I mean, Nardini.
It was Nardini.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo, I mean, he's already hot as a guy. He legit looks like an Instagram model. He's a fucking smoke. When he retires, he should transition and just do that for a living. Matt Ryan, female, is Erica Nardini. Fight sent it to me, and I was like, what am I don't get it. Did we just Photoshop Erica's head onto Matt Ryan? Like, what am I looking at? But it's always a little bit like, I don't know. How are you going to take that if I say you look like this guy or that girl? So it's always dangerous. But it's definitely dangerous when you're talking to like a porn star who's like, I'm supposed to be sexy, and now I'm saying that he looks like Tom Scabelli.
Right. That if I was her, I would be like, fuck that. I do not want to hear that. But she embraced it. So, you know, good for her. If I ever transition and she wants to collab, that could be a great girl on girl twin video that I'm sure, you know, the internet would put the internet up.
Holy shit. Man, we're getting a little too 2020. Everyone's transitioning on the show. Yeah. Everyone's going gay. Everyone's here. Everything's crazy. What else is good with you, Spider? I mean, you do. It is crazy how hot you are as a girl because you look like you've been on the run or something right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's important to change up your look every couple months. So you're just trying to try new looks all quarantine, whether it be a long beard or long hair on top of the head. Who knows? But I can't really get a haircut now anyway, just because of the way things are. I don't know. Just trying new things. That's
how's the pussy palace that you guys are living in? Are you like able to go out? Are you hanging? Are you bringing people over? Is it just like you two locked down? What's going on?
Yeah, we could have people, you know, you could have people. We have another roommate too, but you're able to, you know, the city's opened up a little bit, so you're able to go out to bars, like outdoor bars and stuff. We have a balcony.
You said it all. You have a balcony. Girl, you guys
just moved?
balcony?
New balcony?
What?
Did you guys just move? Is this a new balcony?
Yeah. We just moved.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, you guys have lived together for a year.
We would have flexed this way earlier.
All right, Spider, we're going to bounce you out, keep Tommy on, bring in Hubs so we can talk a little Yankees. But enjoy the weekend riding high as being one of the sexiest people at the stool, man.
Absolutely. DMs are open. You know where to find me. Appreciate the invite on tonight's show. Have a great weekend, guys.
You got it, man. Always the best. Let's bring in that fucking weasel, Hubs.
What's going on, fellas?
How about you with that hockey hair flow coming out the back?
I'm never getting a haircut again. This is so Fikes took a picture of me at a bar. Well, we were like outside a bar last weekend, and it's a great thing. John, just such a good friend move right there. But it's the first picture of me where I didn't want to kill myself afterwards. So now, like, this is continuing forever. Like, it's just fantastic what I got going here.
It did look great. I love the Feidelberg initiative of take more pictures of your friends, catch them in a good light, catch them in a good spot.
No one wants to ask for Instagram pictures. No one wants to ask. So guess what? You just take it and you text it to them.
Dude, look at this little photo shoot of Hubs. It's like this is just a beautiful New York City. Look at this guy. Look at that.
I'm like a photographer.
Look at that. Unbelievable.
See the contrast in the back? I noticed it.
Yeah, look at that tree back there, babe. But I never thought about I didn't know. This sounds stupid. But, like, I didn't know that you're just going to, like, get the hockey hair type of thing out of the back if you just let your hair grow. I don't know. I thought that was, like, some people have it and some people don't.
It takes a little, like, so it is some people have it, some people don't. But you can, like, because some, like Grinnell has to, like, work a lot because he's got straight hair. Like, if you have curly hair, you have it as soon as you put a hat. But, like, I remember it was so funny in high school. Everyone would just, like, walk around with their hats all day, like, trying to break in a mitt or something like that. You just kind of pull it up and twist.
I don't do it for the look, but I just find myself just like grabbing it like a fucking nervous habit or something. I love it. And you know what's good about it? You know what's great about it? If you don't have it, when you have a little bit of like scruff on your neck, it's very obvious. You know, when you have like an overgrown neck, this just kind of covers it up.
Yeah, it's the best thing. There's been a lot of shitty shit during quarantine, but this is a good thing that I'm gonna keep with me. I think barbershops open on Monday. I'm not going.
They open on Monday?
Yeah,
I think so.
That would be huge. I'm going immediately. I'm very tired of this hair. I don't have the hockey flow, really. Mine just fucking look like I got electrocuted. If I
that was rude to be like, everyone's got hockey flow. Is Tommy?
Yeah.
Well, I really don't.
Tommy forever is the most Jewish, not Jewish kid ever, and that hair is showing it. You know. Yeah, what do you normally just have it like high and tight kind of?
Yeah, I usually get like a one on the sides or something, a little longer on top, and get every few weeks. But there was a while I was like, all right, maybe I could do this. Now I never wear hats. I'm wearing hats now because
you were terrible on the last short porch with a hat.
I was good in that hat.
No, that was consensus no from us.
That's because you're not used to it.
Do you ever consider just shaving it yourself?
I've cut my sideburns a few times with scissors just because those really get out of hand. Like you talk about looking Jewish, like like that really looks like. Yeah. But I can't. I mean, I'm not going to risk it otherwise.
Yeah. Well, I still found it so funny that like 8 or 9 days into quarantine, guys were like, cut my hair. We're like, girl, come cut my hair for me. It's like, you've missed like maybe one haircut the whole fucking time, guys. Calm down.
And who are you getting your haircut for?
What's the point? What's the difference? Yeah. I don't get it, man. So out of all there's some good things. I would imagine the worst thing for you, for both of you, is that you went and signed Garrett Cole, and you're supposed to win a title, and there's just not going to be baseball. I'm sticking to it. I know everyone keeps saying, like, well.
Keep it going. You're the only hope, I think, that we have a baseball coming back is you keep saying it. There's no way.
I mean, I
know other options now.
I truly, in my heart of hearts, do not want baseball. I think it would be good for the Mets. It would be bad for the Wilpons. And at this point, I don't want – because the other thing is I also believe that the Mets will win the World Series this year because it's like the perfect Mets season. You're not going to have to worry about June at all. You don't have enough time to slump. They are a pretty good team, and they make a run, and then everyone discounts it. Everyone's just like, fuck this franchise.
Right. 7 p.m. cheer out here, just if that's what
God. To the first responders. Yes.
I've gone back and forth with this. I think now first of all, I'm on team I don't fucking care. If you're going to come back, tell me. Don't tell me anything until you're coming back.
Yes.
It's so every day with their like public arguments.
John Heyman should be arrested.
He's the worst. He's always the worst.
It's fucking nuts that he got away with that. He's like, there's an agreement. We're back. And everyone's like, okay, great. And
honestly, though, it's not Heyman's fault. It's our fault. The internet needs to band together and just unfollow that guy and be like, listen to you anymore. Because he always does that. But
if I can beat you in a baseball Twitter poll, like who's the best Twitter guy on baseball, I beat you. You shouldn't have Twitter. Like,
but also, I think once all this stuff with like whether they're going to come back or not, this is just an idea, right? I think in practice we're learning it's not going to work. What was it? Ohio State had like 19 players test positive.
Clemson today
had like 25 players test positive. Yeah. Once you put 100 people or however many people it is that it takes to run an organization, once you put 100 people in a building or in close proximity all day, everyone's going to have it.
Did you?
And they're going to go, fuck it, we're not doing this anymore. I don't think the NBA is going to happen. I go back and forth, so I reserve the right.
NBA is definitely not going to happen. Florida's like fucking Wuhan right now.
Yeah, Florida is the new epicenter. They said the international airport in Orlando, 256 out of 500 employees tested positive.
That ended up being wrong. That was
really?
Yeah, like the governor just had the numbers wrong. It was 2 out of 500. Like the 250 number dated back to March.
Dude, that's a bad fucking scroll.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're fucked.
Yeah, that would be.
It was 2, and the number he reported was 256.
He reported 260 to 500. It was really 2, and the 260 dated back to I think since March or something.
Okay, like 260 total or whatever. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, either way though, I mean, Florida is like they said, like going to be the new epicenter. Texas, California, everyone's spiking, and I mean,
it's crazy that New York is doing the best from everybody. Like we have the best numbers by far, which is.
Well, we did the right thing. We did it. We already did our work, and hopefully it'll like pay off. But the other guys didn't, and it's like, well, they should be playing in New York, not Florida. I mean, I get why they're doing it, but like they should be taking the lead.
Why are they doing it? Why does it have to be at Disney?
I think they just need like a fucking facility that can like handle it. I don't know.
It's just fucking like Montana or something where there's like there's basketball courts everywhere.
Right. Or you know, especially can you like go to like some fucking island somewhere? The NBA is always doing global shit. Like just get out of here. Get away.
What about like Salt Lake City? Right? Like the Olympics were in Salt Lake City, right? Somewhere where the Olympics have been, where they definitely have the facilities.
Smart.
I am. Smart as well.
I said those are the Winter Olympics, but still same thing.
Wait, they were. Oh wait, basketball's not a Winter Olympic sport, right?
No, it's summer.
That's stupid. It's just a winter sport.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So none of you guys give a shit about tennis, but last weekend in Serbia,
mute him.
Because they did a whole charity tournament with full fans in the stands with no masks last weekend. And
how'd it go though? Did it work?
No one. I mean, I don't think their numbers are so minuscule, and like no one has it that like. But like people are shitting on because like afterwards they were going to clubs and everything and doing. It's just crazy how other countries are like dealing with this shit, and we're just so fucked.
I know. Well, it's a stupid country filled with like way too many fucking people. That's way too goddamn big. So I don't know what the answer is. Do you feel like? So what do you? I mean, you think they'll I think the general consensus is like at the least we'll get that like 60 game season or 48 game season or whatever.
From people I talk to, every August 1st is like they think August 1st will be the thing. It'll be like a 2-month season or whatever. But honestly, I'm starting to feel like the health part, which is what we've been talking about, is now the thing that's going to kill it, and not I think the money will eventually get figured out. As bad as it seems, like the Manfred Clark thing was such a debacle the other day, but it should have happened 2 months ago. But I think the problem will be health at this point. I think money will figure itself out.
I think it went from health in the beginning to money, and we forgot about the health, and now it's like, all right, we figured out the labor agreement. Oh fuck! Like, what happens when somebody gets it?
Yeah. And baseball is also baseball. They're still in their plans. They're not doing the Arizona lockdown, right? They would still be traveling to places.
So what I just read before this all started was now with all the health issues coming up with Clemson and all the college football teams, is they're going to maybe revisit the whole bubble situation and do it in Southern California. That's what I.
Guess what? The players are going to go fuck off again.
Yeah,
maybe the whole carousel is going to start again.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why I seriously still sit here and say, I mean it. I don't think there's going to be baseball. I think people got too worried about the money, not worried about the health. Now they're thinking about the money's going to fall apart. It's not the right time to have massive events going. It's just not going to work.
It's crazy. Zero expectations. We're the EPL is already back. Everything in Europe is just. I think what were those charts going on the other day? Where it was the numbers in the European Union were 4,000 new cases a day, and we've just flatlined at 20,000. We just never got better. We're gonna lock down and chill, and the government's gonna take care of some shit, and then we'll be back. We just never did any of that.
No. A doctor in Italy literally said that coronavirus no longer clinically exists there. That's how much they got over it. It doesn't even exist anymore. It's just not lethal. Barely anyone gets it.
I was reading something today in the Washington Post where it was basically it was talking to European scientists about America, and they were just that place is done.
Yeah, it stinks to be. It's going to be hard. We had a good run where it was America's the best country, and I'm I don't know if we are anymore.
No, not anymore.
I'm so easily swayed. Will McAvoy had me out on that. Yeah. 5 minutes in the newsroom, I was
that's a great thing. I do think though, New York did. I think we did our shit right, and I do think when we open back up, I think there's a chance that there's just not enough of the virus left to really spread again. But I don't know. That's all fucking speculation. If there is a baseball season, do you think the Yankees will win it?
Yeah, I think they win it every year, and their team's ridiculous. And they have Garrett.
You're an idiot, Tommy. I can see you're being. Let's talk to Tommy.
I'm a little torn because obviously you want the Yankees to win it, right? But 60 games. There's less sample size, more time for random shit to happen. And I already see it in my head. It's a fucking 48-game season. The Yankees win the World Series, and you and Jared and everybody else is that World Series just doesn't count.
Who gives a fuck what Kevin thinks? Who gives a fuck?
No. It's not just going to be me. When you want to celebrate your World Series and everyone's we don't care, and we really mean it, it's going to suck. But more importantly, can I tell you this? I don't think it's even going to be about that. I think the Yankees will start slow and they'll be fucked.
No, they will start at best 5-5. That's a guarantee.
Oh no, I'm not even talking about that. I can see the Yankees going I can see the Yankees being 20 under 500. I can see this all fucking blowing up.
What are we doing?
I can see a 5-18 start, and you're oh shit, and then you got to dig out, and then you spiral a little bit because you start to worry about the short season.
If that case, then this season was bullshit, and it doesn't matter. But
that's the thing. I keep saying, if the Mets go on a miracle run, this season counts, and not only does it count, it's a special World Series that everyone's going to remember because of the weird circumstances.
That's what I was going to say. So I already have the spin zone for the Yankees, where it's not whatever. It's 9/11, when the Yankees went on that run, the city rallied behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So not only the city, the whole country, the whole world rallied behind the Yankees on the way.
It really will be a distraction. If you even forget about saving the country, but on a real level, it will be a memorable. No one will ever be who won the 2020 World Series? Yeah. The Corona World Series was the Yankees. They'll remember that.
I will say it would be so much fun if they did a 60-game season. The way it's set up, it would be like we'd play the Mets like 8 times, the Braves. It'd be like cool to like play the Phillies and all that. And although the Phillies would suck because they have Didi now, that would blow to just play them 8 times. But I think the whole setup would be fun.
If they didn't fuck this up so bad, if they marketed 60 games in 70 days, it's a fucking like a crazy, like no days off, go, go, go. It would be cool.
If it was, you know the movie Warrior?
Yeah.
Where it's the Grand Prix of UFC. If you made it the Grand Prix of baseball, 60 games, 70 days, we just declare a champion, I'm all in for that.
I would have been like, who cares about 100 games, 104? Like, I want this. I'd rather this. This is awesome. And instead, it's like they totally fucked it. So, official prediction before I let you go: when and how many games you think? Or
August 1st, they play 60 games.
No baseball.
Smart man.
No baseball, and I'll be pleasantly surprised for anything else.
Yeah, man. I mean, I hope so.
I think it's smart to do that with all sports. I think it's smart to do that with
even football,
basketball, hockey, football.
Really? All right.
Football, I think
everything's we have like oh yeah, we have plans in place, and Mike Tyson, you can have all the plans all the plans in place you want until you get punched in the face, and when everyone shows up, they're getting fucking punched in the face.
Yep. Everyone's getting corona. Yeah. All right, boys. Let's bring in. We'll kick you out. We'll bring in Joey Molinaro for his Friday Night Pints debut. There. Nope. Bring him in.
Hey, buddy.
There he is.
What's up?
Cheers, my man. Cheers.
Cheers to you guys, man.
You got to pull out the back too. So
yeah, you guys were talking about it, Kevin. I like yours a lot, man. I got straight hair, but mine does the flow. So routine's been good for me.
I'd go so far to call yours feathered.
I made the commitment too that I'm not cutting it until LSU football loses. So to your guys' point, we could be 2021 until that happens.
Yeah, you got a long way to go, bro.
November 2021.
Yeah, I made that on Twitter too, so it's out there, so people can hold me to it.
So I love that. I love that rule, and especially in this time when it's like, who knows? There's a lot at stake here.
Dude, my mom hates it so much. But,
are you back home or where are you right now?
Yeah. So I'm still in Indy. Me and the lady, we live in downtown Indy, and so we're just holding it down.
How has that been? Has that been a bad spot for
quarantine? No, it's been great, but it's like what you were talking about earlier when it, like that March and like the first 2 weeks of April were just absolute hell. Mm-hmm. Like we left maybe 2-3 times to go to the grocery. And that was the most that we ever left the apartment. And so now in Indy, it's not like New York. Like literally we're getting ready to go out and, we basically just have like street festivals going on because they can't put people inside. So they shut down the streets. They put everything on the road and you're just like walking around with a beer and having a grand old time. Probably not smart, but well-deserved after a while.
It does feel like a happy accident. Like I know this is all happening for bad reasons, but it just feels there's something about like an open container, like you're never allowed to do it, and all of a sudden you can, and it's like you're walking around like, oh, well, I'm just gonna take a sip of this. And
this wasn't that bad. It was
nowhere's ever gonna be New Orleans, but getting a little taste of New Orleans everywhere is beautiful.
With certain things like in baseball, if they do come back, they're gonna institute all the new rules and just like keep them. Yeah, I feel like we should do that with society too. Like,
sure.
We're going to finish this and open up one day, and open containers just going to stick around. It's fine.
I've never understood that. Why can't it, like, if you're drunk in public, you're drunk in public. If you're having a drink in public, you should, like, I'm fine. I'm having a drink in public. Who cares?
As long as
we've been lucky in Indy because ever since we hosted the Super Bowl in 2012 when the Giants beat the Pats, we implemented it for that. And so for the past 8 years,
we've all had it.
Oh, so you're doing it. You're doing exactly what I said. Like they made it for a special reason, but then they just kept it.
We're good. I mean, so like besides sitting outside, you know what I mean, and like having a nice little, like I said, like street festival, we can go in fucking February and just be, down in whatever we want.
It's so nice. What is the argument against it?
I really don't know. It's probably some like, bureaucratic bullshit for political, how it is.
I know how all that bureaucratic political.
I bet you it's even worse than that. I bet you it's like puritanical fucking like religious shit. Like we just, we can't do this because we didn't do it like 1,000 years ago.
Kev, see, that's funny that you brought that up because Indiana is the last state. So like, I think literally last year was the first time that we could buy booze on Sundays in Indy.
Mm-hmm. So you got so that
And
makes
we don't even have the whole day. It's noon to 8. So literally last Sunday, me and my wife were at Target, and it was 11:50. We were ready to go. We had everything we fucking needed to have. We had to wait 10 minutes just sitting there in Target, looking at everybody with their masks on to check out with our booze.
that is
So we have open container, but we can't buy booze on Sundays. I don't know.
We have that bad here too. I forget exactly what the hours are. I think it closes at 7. I forget when. It might be noon to 7 here in Massachusetts.
You guys, you can't do happy hour. You can't. I mean, you guys are a nightmare.
You can't have happy hours. Can't have no drink discounts ever. Bars close at 1 most places.
Yeah.
Boston Proper closes at 2, but like, I forget where like the boundaries are. Like Boston it closes at 2, but like Southie closes at 1. They're very the blue laws in Massachusetts are not sweet.
Jeez, we close at 3 in Indy, so we're just all fucked up. I mean,
I didn't know. I mean, I thought it was like New York that can do like 4, but technically like 24 hours. And then I thought everyone else was like 1 or 2. Shout out. You know what's funny? I always see you and Vibs. People from Indy you guys are very proud. And I'm always seeing blogs and shit that are like, yeah, you're like, we should host the Super Bowl. We should host the All-Star game. We should host this because we're the best. And somebody talked shit about Indy and said like, you can't handle it. And you guys all flooded him and were like, we can handle everything. We can host everything. There's so much Indy pride. I respect it. I like it.
Yeah, it's the perfect. Have either of you guys been fights? You were here because you did with.
I did. We didn't really do Indy though. That was the only time I've been, and we did like the Indy 500 kind of. We more pretended we did it.
Yeah, you did. You guys watched it from the hotel, you liar.
We were there. We were at the Indy 500. We like tailgated out. We were there for like 3 days, I think.
Did you go
for 3 days?
So you went on like the Friday. You went to Carb Day then, probably.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And then people wouldn't leave our bus alone. So the Barstool bus, and they kept like jumping on it. We were trying to sleep, and we were like, "Fuck this, we're out of here."
That'll happen.
No, it was like it was me. Yeah, I was the one taking it. I went to the Super Bowl. There was this like shady Wall Street dude who was investing in like small time buying ads for Barstool, New York. He's the guy who flew me out to his Hampton spot with a helicopter, and then he flew us out for the Super Bowl in like a private jet. But it wasn't like it wasn't a private jet. It was a fucking airplane. Like he got like a 27, like a little bit smaller, but it was like a full blown fucking airplane. Flew us out to Indy. But we just we touched down, we watched the Super Bowl, and we flew back. So I've never enjoyed it.
Right. So you have it. So I always tell people like it's the perfect mix of big city and small town, right? Like you know what I mean? Like, and everybody talks about that all the time when it comes to hosting shit. Like you can walk from where we're about to go. It's called Mass Ave. It's a popular street here where a bunch of bars are. You can walk from there to Lucas Oil Stadium where the Final Four is and the Super Bowl and all that shit is in like maybe 20 minutes, like probably 15 minutes. Honestly, like you can walk to all these important spots. Like we've got great nightlife. Like it's people just love because it's not on the coast and all that shit to shit on it. But like once you come here and you're here for a weekend or 3 or 4 days or whatever it is, I'm telling you, you'll fall in love.
I feel like that's most places. Like a lot of places usually have a good spot to offer. That it's like once you get there and you like enjoy it a little bit, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is pretty
sure.
Cool.
Yeah. We're just making an argument for our spot. That's all.
It's a pretty nice bookend to how we started this show, Kev, where it's like everything's pretty good.
Pretty good. Like
there's a few things that are great, a few things that are awful. Everything's pretty good.
You know what?
I tweeted about it though, Kevin, before I came on. I had a little bone to pick with you, and not about donuts, but so for those who don't know, literally the week before all this shit happened with quarantine. My wife and I came out to the office. We're meeting everybody, doing all that hunky-dory shit. And so we're meeting everybody, having a great time. John comes up, says hello. Hey, man, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. Good to see you. Brandon Walker, Big Cat PMT boys, talking with Dave, blah, 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 blah. We're sitting in the kitchen area, and KFC's hanging right around there. And I don't want to go up and bother him. I never really met him. Obviously, I don't really know what's happening. He kind of looks our way.
Bro, I had no idea.
I got snubbed by KFC.
Dude, when you started the story, I was like, you've been to the office? Was I like, I was in the office and
I was standing in the kitchen with my wife, Jordan Berry, and Vibs for a little bit. You came up. You were getting a snack or something. I was like, should I say, hey, I don't really know, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, you were talking with somebody, and you just walked right past. I was like, I got snubbed. You know.
Listen, fucking Hollywood. Maybe I just didn't know who you were. I'm sorry. I didn't know the impression superhero. I don't know. I mean, there's a million people. Dude, there are people who live in New York who come to the office every day that I don't talk to, let alone the guy who's here for a minute. Fuck off.
There's the Barstool office is confusing because one, you never know like who's there. Two, you always feel like I don't. Maybe this might be personally where I feel like I'm bothering them by like saying hi.
Yeah, that was it. I knew who you were, and I didn't want to bother you. That's
and then three, you just don't know who. Like especially in the kitchen area. The kitchen area, I think homeless people just come hang out in. There are definitely postal workers who just hang out in the kitchen. They postal workers sit on the counters and just chill, and they eat. Like, Ebony makes friends with tons of people and then just invites them to hang out in the office. And it's insane. It's just the office is half Ebony's friends.
Yeah,
and then
it was definitely wild. And it's just I know KFC or a Seinfeld guy was like, I feel like that could be like the plot of a Seinfeld skit. Like I literally looked at my wife after you walked away. I was like, we got snubbed by KFC.
Yeah, I feel horrendous right now. Not even because of you. I feel bad because of your wife. I would have been polite to her.
No,
I had no idea you were ever even in New York. Fuck. When? Like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. But
no, but that's the crazy thing is like kind of the plot thickens with this episode. We're out there literally like, you know, at this point, Corona's happening. It's like, oh shit, this is probably not good. But like, obviously nothing's shut down or anything. And so like on our way to the Barstool office, we got picked up, you know, in a cab or whatever. And the guy was like, he didn't shake my hand. And I was like, that's kind of weird. And I was like, oh, Corona, he's just really freaked out. Then we get there. We go.
Wait, can I stop you for a second?
Time out.
You thought that Abby was going to shake your hand?
Huh?
You were going to shake hands with the cab driver?
Well, it wasn't like not to brag, but like, you know, we were picking me up, you know what I mean? Everything like that. And so, yeah. So it was not like a cab driver. It was like, you know, like a Lincoln Cadillac, whatever the hell it was.
Gotcha.
And so like he comes out and he's putting the stuff in the back. I was like, hey man, thanks. I appreciate it. And when he went to shake my, you know, I'm holding my hand out. When he went to shake my hand, he gave me like the Trojan, like, and I was like, is this a New York? Like, is this a cultural thing? This is wild. But I was like, oh, probably Corona. He's probably just a little paranoid, whatever. So then we get in there. We go to Madison Square Garden. Guess who the hell? The Knicks are playing the fucking Jazz. Like the epicenter of the people who started the whole thing. Yep. Not even a week later, the Jazz are the ones who shut the league down.
That was like the last game that I remember thinking, like the Garden's fucked. Rudy Gobert was running wild. All that.
Yeah, we were in there. So like, we were definitely exposed to it at some point. But yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, I passed along my apologies, not to you, but to your wife. Still fuck you. We'll call it even for your stepping on my donut territory. But I do actually have to thank you because I don't know. I've been writing blogs about Entenmann's for literally a decade. Nothing's ever come from it. Joey Molinaro writes a blog, and all of a sudden I get an email from sales being like, oh, well, would you like to do something with Entenmann's? Like, yeah, fuck it. I'd like to do something with Entenmann's. I complained about it enough on Twitter that they actually finally reached out. So we'll see if finally Entenmann's gets down with us.
I was about to, so I didn't want to, you know, I'm still figuring out this Barstool world and like when to talk shit. I want to make enemies. I'm a Midwestern guy. Like I just, you know, I want to be friends with people. Yep. But I was about to tweet out when you came back at me for it. I was like, look, dude, I know you've been blogging since I was like 13 years old. I can't keep up with every blog you've ever fucking written. But I didn't want to do that. So
it is a funny thing too. Entenmann's is obviously like, not obviously, but Kevin talks about Entenmann's a lot. But there are like some blogs that are like very personal to me, where I'm like, that's something I care about deeply, and then like no one else knows that. It's
mine. It's only mine, but it's only in my head that I know that.
Entirely in my head. It's crazy to expect other people to realize that, like, I feel a deep connection to this topic.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, obviously, I'm still 3 months into the job. Literally everything that's happened in the world since I've started has been fucking awful. So I'm just like, completely paranoid at all times. And so when I get these mentions that are like, oh shit, like at KFC Barstool, I'm like, what did I don't know these things.
I know. It's so funny that like, and that's what I like the most. That's why I like those blogs is like, it's something as harmless as donuts, but the fans are like, oh shit, you done did it now. Like you would have fucking spit out my face. And then I clicked it thinking that you were talking shit. And I was like, he agrees with me. He likes these donuts.
I'm literally, I had like 3, maybe 4 of those mini ones of my parents. I was like, I can't put these things down. I'm gonna talk about it. Best
so good, man. We're on the same page there. So hopefully Entenmann's comes along and we do something. The impressions are obviously what, like, you know, you stand out for, right? I mean, that's kind of what you went viral for. Yeah.
People, you know, how it started.
Is that so? Like, what was it? Like, probably Nick Saban or something like that. That was the first one to pop.
Well, Andrew Luck actually.
Luck.
Locally, Saban was the first one that really, you know, skyrocketed. But yeah, man. I mean, that's kind of like you said what I'm like known for. But I was like really glad when you said that you weren't going to be like, okay, do this person. You know?
Yeah. So you said to me,
I've noticed a lot more. Like even since you started, you not a lot more, but just like I've noticed you going like. Just being regular, I'm like, oh shit, he's like funny as hell.
Yeah, I will be honest that I was like, did we just like hire like an impression guy? Because like, how long does that last, you know? And then when I realized that you can also just like do the rest of it and like bullshit or whatever, it's just like an extra bonus, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I always tell people is like, I was just looking at it as how the fuck am I gonna, you know, coming out of college, wanting to do all these different things, how am I gonna stand myself out from the other, you know, 6 million guys and girls who are, you know what I mean? And so I was like, well, try to do something a little different. So I started doing impressions. It started working. People noticing for it and everything like that. But then, like you said, it's like I by no means, and it's like I understand it's a tough balance because, like you said, that's how I got my start. That's how people started noticing me. So I know that impressions are always going to be tied to me. But like at the same time, when people are just like, oh yeah, like you have to work on this impression, like do this, you know, I'm like, I want to, and I can do so much more than that.
Yeah, I hear you, but like we ran into this with when we had Failing Upwards as a show, and they were like, we don't want to be the fashion podcast, and I was like, you don't have to be, you just have to say it because you need a hook. Like we're the fashion podcast, and then people come listen for one reason and they stay for another. And I think it's good to embrace the fact that you have like a skill that other people don't have. And you say, yeah, I'm the impression guy. People show up, they watch the impression, whatever, and then they see the other shit, and then they like you, you know?
Sure. Yeah, no, definitely. And by no means, like, I get it. I'm happy about it. I'm happy people enjoy him. But, like, I try to look at, like a Jimmy Fallon, you know? Like, he got on SNL because he could do impressions and different characters and things like that. And then, like, you know, obviously shit's taken off in different ways for that. You know what I mean? So it's just – that's for anybody who's watching, anybody who's like new to me in the Barstool world is like, yes, I do. And I even put that in my bio. I'm like, I do some of those impressions, but like, I'm a fan of sports. Like I can, you know, talk shit and banter back and forth. You know, I can do original skits. So it's all trying to encompass it.
How, like, was there a point in time when you realized you could do impressions? How does that, like, is it like a talent? Like, oh, I can sing or I'm good at this sport. I can do impressions.
No, I always tell people, like, you know, I always consider myself like the living room impressionist. Like I would, you know, do impressions of like the teachers and coaches and like different, you know, friends' parents and shit like that growing up. And then I was like, you know, doing a job like this or like a job like SNL was always like, man, that'd be awesome. But I can't just do like my 5th grade coach. Like I got people that people know. And then really I just, you know, I was lucky as hell that Andrew Luck was a quarterback in Indy for as long as he was, you know, not that long, but like as long as he, you know, was around because he had that such unique voice. And so it was the perfect one to latch onto. And once I nailed that, then people were like, oh, he can do impressions. Then fucking Luck retired. Whatever is what it is.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Kind of fucked me over. And my
I was going to say, the two things that we just talked about, like I didn't even realize Andrew Luck retires and Indy fans are upset. And Joey Molinaro was like, I'm out of a fucking gig. And then this week, another guy he does a great impression of out the goddamn window because he did an impression of a very prominent comedian who never joke about anymore. So it's a precarious game, the impression one.
Yeah, no, and actually, humble brag, I was messaging back and forth with Frank Caliendo earlier this week, and he was like, welcome to the canceled impression club.
That was cool. I saw, I don't know, maybe a month ago, whatever it was, that you guys were doing like a public like back and forth with Caliendo, who was kind of like the godfather of this shit.
Oh, for sure.
Your name's out there, but he's at the top for sure.
Yeah, no, he's been great. You know, like I think everybody thinks, and even I thought I was gonna be like, man, this guy's gonna be like, fuck this guy, like,
right?
You know, because everybody, dude, Twitter, like people on Twitter would just be like, oh, Frank Caliendo, he's coming for you, like,
right?
I'm coming for Frank.
About donuts, he's stepping on your toes, man. Watch out!
Exactly. But then, like, you know, luckily Caliendo just kind of like took me under his wing, and you know, we're friends now, I'd say. So pretty cool.
Do you like talk about the craft, so to speak? Like, are you like, all right, so how do you like roll your tongue this way or whatever the fuck it is you do? I don't know how impressions work. Like there was, who was it that like was it Scherzer showed some pitcher how to throw his curve? No, Kershaw. I think taught Scherzer how to throw his curveball at the All-Star game or something like that.
Right, yeah.
He like, all right, here's a trick for you. Like this will get it.
Yeah, good question. Not like that. Not in terms of like I don't have the vocabulary for it, but like you said, like the rolling of the tongue or something like that. Like
there's no like literal description of like what to do with your mouth or something like that. It's
sure, yeah. Like I'll send something to Frank or somebody like that, and he'll be like, less gravel in your voice. Like play on this more or something.
Well, but that is what you're talking about. It's because I've always thought, forget about impressions, just like literally talking. I'm fascinated by the fact that like.
We all have different voices.
Yeah, but also like, you know, I can't do impressions, but if I want to just like talk like Kermit the Frog, my brain can just like make my fucking voice do that. And it's like, what? I don't get what's going on there. You know what I mean?
That wasn't bad. That was
pretty good.
There you go.
Maybe I got a future. I don't know.
An impressionist, man.
But even like we joke around, you slip in and out of accents, and it's like your brain just tells your vocal cords to do something. And I think you just have like your brain just like controls your vocal cords better or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, shit. I don't know how that works either, but it's funny. Like I do find myself either whether it be Cowherd or Kuiper sometimes. Like if you get me going, like if you're like, you know, rank the top 5 fast food places, like by number 2 or 3, I'll hear myself getting some Kuiper when I'm like listing off what I got. You know what I mean? I'll be like, yeah, look at Culver's, very good program. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm doing Kuiper here. But that is a funny thing, and even Caliendo will say that too. Is like when you do impressions often or a lot, even in your regular life, it kind of becomes a part of you in a way.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
You start to dream in Kuiper's voice or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Or like
even just like your talking voice. It's probably because I've heard your impressions, but I'm like, I hear a little bit of Coward in there. I hear a little bit of Saban in there. There's a little like it just seems like it's all there, like ready to pop out.
One of the coolest things, like one of the comments are brutal, but like one of the coolest comments I've ever gotten was like on just a normal video I was doing was like, it's weird to hear your regular voice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're like. So I'm like, okay, that must mean I'm doing a pretty good job then with it.
Yo, and who's your boy who you kind of like collab with a little bit? I watched the one the other day that was If Girls Were Dogs. That was fucking. Have you seen this fight?
I haven't seen this one. No.
Yeah, it's Joey and who's your buddy?
My buddy is Ben Polizzi. He's I call him the most handsome man in comedy. He's a stand-up comic. He's insanely good looking, like on the Jimmy G level of good looking. I'm not afraid to say it. And I've grown up with him. I've known him since I was a kid. He was a senior when I was a freshman in high school. And we just started teaming up like 3-4 years ago doing, different skits and shit like that. So that's who he is. And so the latest one, John, is we have this little series of, we had first If Guys Were Dogs, and now If Girls Were Dogs. That's just one of the bits.
Dude, they're on opposite sides of a fence like dogs would be, and they're like kind of barking at each other, but they're just talking like girls. Like literally, no, I can't even. Seriously, no, literally though. And they're like, it's not even it's funny to like. It's not even an accent or an impression or anything. It's just like The idea
The
of like
concept, flat out, the concept had me laughing out loud. Like, it's very smart all around.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. But that's my guy. He's a good dude, especially right now with me not being out there with you guys and everything, just to be able to bounce off of and have somebody in person to, fuck around with.
So once this all, are you staying in Indy? You're going to be working remotely and kind of doing your thing? It's not, you're like pop into the office, but you're not moving to New York or anything?
No, I mean, the plan originally, man, was to like, obviously if nothing would have gone down like it has, we'd probably be out there right now. I mean,
really?
we were going to wait until after the 500 to be able to do, some cool shit there and let, our life kind of get in order to make the move. And then we're going to come out there in June. And right now, I mean, who knows?
Wow. I didn't realize that, though. That's awesome, though.
So
I can't be here in the office every day and I can snub you constantly.
You can just never shake my hand, never acknowledge me, just you can I see it being like Dwight Schrute and Andy Bernard kind of.
There we go. I need a good feud. Let's do it. I like it.
All right, yeah, exactly.
Great.
We don't know if we're going to be out there, but it's kind of up in the air. I'll be in the office every now and then, no matter what.
Love to hear it, dude. Everybody go give him a follow. Joey Molinaro. Great impressions. Even funnier guy. Appreciate it, my man.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me. Have a good week.
This week.
Yep.
We'll catch you next week for Friday Night Pints. Same time, same place as always. We'll get that Friday feeling going. Have a good one.
Bye.